Hello, welcome to part 2 of our journey with CRMO. So our journey began back in December 2024 when Noah awoke one morning with a swelling on his lower jaw. He had some slight pain, but it was only when he clenched his jaw, and he said it was in this area just here. And he was struggling to open his mouth very wide. He was only able to open it sort of this wide. So we took him to the dentist because automatically we thought it was a tooth issue. And the emergency dentist checked his teeth as best that she could because of the small mouth opening, and she said that his teeth looked absolutely fine and there was nothing coming from his teeth. So she advised that he go to the GP, and luckily our GP is like 30 seconds from the dentist. So we headed to the GP, and the GP straight away diagnosed Noah with having mumps. I knew that wasn't the case. None of the other symptoms added up, but we had a swab done, and we were given antibiotics, but being quite a natural healer, I decided that we wouldn't take them unless the swabs came back positive, which they didn't. He seemed fine in himself and the pain started to subside. So within 7 days, the swelling had gone down and he was able to open his mouth again. So we thought it was just a very, very unusual case. And then in February 2025, the swelling returned. We went back to the GP, and this time we were seen by an amazing doctor who realised that something wasn't quite right and sent us off to our local hospital. He had further tests, swabs, still thinking it was an infection. His jaw was slightly painful, but no pain meds needed. It was very swollen, and again he was back to not being able to open his jaw fully. And we actually, when he was eating, it was like he was trying to push a letter through a letterbox. It was very tricky, but bless him, he continued to eat, which was great. And in the end, after we had a CT scan, a teeth x-ray, we were sent off to Royal Aberdeen Children's Hospital because there was a consultant from the maxillofacial team who had been liaising with our local hospital, and they were at a point when they couldn't continue, and she wanted him to be seen there. And so we went up there and he stayed overnight. Various things were discussed, but they thought it could have been an abscess or an infection in the tooth, and it wasn't. And again, it was a bit of a mystery for them. He wasn't really showing signs of infection. He didn't have a temperature. He seemed quite well in himself, other than the fact that he couldn't open his jaw fully. And so, due to the fact that this consultant was pretty amazing, we decided that the best place for Noah would be to go home and to rest and to see what happened. They were happy with him being able to eat even though it was through such a tight spot. So we went home, it went down, and that was February of this year.